15,000 students with all over India, and we have been into 85 plus cities, and we have gone through 150 plus workshops. So welcome, Sheetal ma'am. Hello ma'am, can you hear us? Hello? Hello, Sheetal ma'am? Hello? Hello, Sheetal ma'am, can you hear me? Hello? Hello, Sheetal ma'am, can you hear me? Hello? 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 हाँ मैम क्या हुआ? मैम आप फिर से उसी लॉगिन कर लीजिए, मतलब उसी लिंक पे आप क्लिक करके आप फिर से लॉगिन कर लीजिए एक बार. Yeah, hi friends. Actually, our expert Sheetal ma'am has got some network problem or something. So actually, this is a webinar of around 1 hour, and we have started a little bit late just because of some network connectivity over here. And so this workshop will be of 1 hour, and we'll have a 2 question answer round in between the webinar. So one question answer round will be at around mid of the presentation, so that you can just prepare up with your questions and everything. And once we'll go through the webinar, you can ask any of the question in between the webinar. We'll have a particular time, we'll give you the time, and we'll answer all of your queries. Along with it, we'll have one more question answer round at end of the webinar. So you can just you can also ask directly questions to Sheetal ma'am directly, as well as if you have any of the query or technical issues, you can just put on your queries on chat window. So we'll solve all the queries of yours right over there. Okay friends, and till then we can at least have a look with the yeah, Sheetal ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, welcome, ma'am. And actually, all the audience is waiting for you. And ma'am, I'm just starting with the presentation. You can just start with the presentation of yours. I've given up all the introduction to the students. You can continue with them, ma'am.
Okay.
And we'll have a question answer round
Great.
in between the presentation, ma'am. Okay?
In between. So will you prompt me when we are supposed to have a question and answer? Like just to let it through.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Sure.
So I suppose everybody can hear me now. Wait a minute. Now I can't see the presentation. So can everybody, I hope everybody can see the presentation. Okay, hi, good evening everybody. And Abhilash has already apologized that we started a bit late. And I again want to apologize that we're starting a bit late again. Usually we should start it on time so that we can end on time and we have a lot of time to, for question answers. Anyway, so I'll quickly get on to the presentation and give you a little bit brief on me and about the subject that we're going to talk about. Basically, as Abhilash has already introduced me, I had a very strong corporate background. I was working with Standard Chartered Bank, and I was working with HSBC, looking after the commercial banking and wholesale banking in the banking terminology. After that, I also worked with a private equity fund, and I was responsible for setting up the entire fund in India, looking after the distribution and fundraising exercises. And at the same time, I also advise the small and medium enterprises where companies where they don't look at debt as capital, but look at equity as capital. So we help them connect with some small time venture capital fund, angel investors and stuff like that. Anyway, while doing my work in around 2009, of course, a very beautiful accident happened. I came across a lot of underprivileged children. I used to visit a couple of city NGOs and I realized that there's a lot of gap in the way NGO sector per se operates and the kind of work I was doing in the corporates. I saw a huge difference in the attitude, approach, professionalism, the way they were presenting themselves, the way they were writing emails. I mean, you know, and a lot of things like children were not exposed to a lot of activities. They were just focused on like in the basic necessity, which is roti, kapda, makan. So I saw all those things, and then I thought it's time that I want to give up my corporate life and I want to become a. At that time, I myself didn't know that there's something called social entrepreneurship, but I thought I'm a social worker. However, during the journey, last 3 years, 4 years, I have evolved in my own ideas, my concept, and me as a person. Anyway, coming back to the PowerPoint presentation, you can see in the screen, there's a big question mark as against the word social. Now we are not talking about social media sites here like Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. We are talking about social per se, society. So many a times when we talk to people and we ask them, what do you understand by social? So the usual answer that I get is कपड़े डोनेट करना है, खाना डोनेट करना है, बच्चों को पढ़ाना है, ट्यूशन थोड़ा इंग्लिश पढ़ा देते हैं, मैथ्स पढ़ा देते हैं, काफ़ी सारे बच्चे हैं और जो इंग्लिश में वीक हैं, मैथ्स में वीक है तो हम उन्हें पढ़ा देते हैं और बहुत सारे कॉर्पोरेट्स भी महीने में एक बार जाते थे, क्रेयॉन्स लेके जाते थे, ड्राइंग बुक्स लेके जाते थे. So basically when you talk about social work, it was only restricted to these things, nothing beyond that, especially for people who were already working in large corporate houses, who were already from a very, very big big families, business houses and everything. For them, this is what is social work. Okay, so this is what the answer I get. However, that's not the right answer. Social is a very large term and there's more to it than just roti, kapda, makan. We'll come to that, but my next slide will ask you a question. Abhilash, are you there? My slide is not moving.
I'm here only.
Okay. Anyway, so now I guess the slide is not moving. Anyway, I'll take it like this only, okay? The way it is. I hope everybody can see me. So my next slide talks about like what is an entrepreneur. So I'm sure many of the people who are attending this webinar have thought about becoming an entrepreneur, or somebody must be having some great business ideas and thinking what entrepreneurship is all about, you know. They must have definitely talked to many people. So basically, according to me, entrepreneurship is um, doing something of your own that you really like and also make profits out of it, you know. So that's purely entrepreneur per se, nothing to do with society or social work or any human interest there. So that is what is entrepreneurship everybody talks about. And then as an entrepreneur, you have all the skills like you have good education background, you can, you know, all the ability, risk-taking ability, you can create an idea, you can execute an idea most importantly, you know, you can write a great proposal, you can talk to your investors. So all these qualities are already there. You're very passionate, of course, like, you know, all these qualities are already there. But what happens when you mix these two terms together, which is social and enterprise, entrepreneur? So basically, social entrepreneurship usually means you pick up a cause from the society, okay, and then use your entrepreneurship skills to run that cause into a successful business. That's what this social entrepreneurship is all about. You take a cause that will bring about an impact in the society, that will change the life of the people that you're working for or environment, you know, and use your entrepreneurship skill to earn profit for your own organization, for the society, and for yourself who are the shareholder of the company. That's what is social entrepreneurship is all about. Now when usually we talk about starting your own business, usually the idea comes that we want to start a food court, we want to start our own manufacturing unit, something to do with IT related industry and stuff like that. Very few people know that, you know, there are so many beautiful ideas available in the society which you come across on a daily basis, you ignore. But trust me, if you can keep your eyes open and pick up one cause and use your education, whatever you're learning in your management colleges, your ability, um, you know, you can actually become a very successful social entrepreneur anyway. So if somebody asks me like what is entrepreneurship to me means, I would say I have to do what I love to do and create financial freedom out of it. Now one basic fact when people say social entrepreneurship means like अरे social work करना है हमारे लिए पैसे कैसे आएंगे, that is actually absolutely incorrect. As a social entrepreneur, you can also make money for yourself. How do you do that? My next slide talks about just a small brief this thing. Basically combines the passion of a social mission where you use your discipline and innovative ideas, determination, and you create an impact in the society as I already discussed. Now you can start that in two forms. One is not for profit and the other one is for profit. Now many of the organizations that you must have heard about fall under not for profit category. Very few are for profit because the awareness is not there. Many people do not know that a social entrepreneur can make money for himself and it can make a very successful career in this. So, so let's talk about both these sections, not for profit and for profit. All right. So 1 minute. So basically, when you say NGO, the full form of NGO, I'm sure everybody knows, non-government organization. It is not a company per se, it is a sector, you know. And usually, many people get into this sector voluntarily and with the mission of, I don't want to make any profit. Most of the thing you must have only heard about people getting into the NGO sector only to not make any profit. Okay? And many of these NGOs are registered in various formats which I mentioned. You can make it like a charitable trust, and in the charitable trust also, I'm only talking about non-profit. Okay, I am not talking about for-profit. I'm going to give you difference between for-profit in social enterprise and not-for-profit. Right now, we are just discussing not-for-profit, NGO as a sector. Okay. This has nothing to do with the government, but once you are a registered organization, you can always apply to government for a grants and sponsorships, and then various laws and everything apply to that. We will not get into that. I just want to give you a simple introduction of not-for-profit organization. So many of the that you've heard about in public. The only difference between private and public is you can have number of trustees differs. In a private, you can start a company with 2 directors, and in public you should have minimum 5 trustees. I'm sorry, I'm talking about trustees. Then you have societies, and a lot of organizations are registered under societies. Again, the number of trustees, basically the difference is you need to have minimum number of trustees in such registration. And then some company can also be registered as private limited, but they are registered under Section 25 companies. Now mostly Section 25 companies are purely registered as not-for-profit, and it is not very easy to get registration for Section 25 companies because there are a lot of rules and regulations, a lot of process under this, because many of these large organizations have a small Section 25 company just for tax rebate and all. So government is very in giving you these kind of registration like that. So other things are like a trade union and cooperative. That is like on a very large scale when the business is happening. We will not get into that because we are not interested in that at all. So most of these NGOs, their only objective is social work, purely human interest, and they mostly run on donations. And as I said, once you are a registered organization, you can always apply for grants to government, and there are few grants available. If you run an orphanage, government gives you some amount per child for its basic survival. Okay, these kind of grants are there, and there are many more grants. And of course, you can apply for a foreign contribution account where you can get a foreign donor. But then, of course, the laws are very strict. Okay, and all these NGOs are mostly governed by the Charity Commissioner, Registrar of Society, registered companies. Basically, when you want to form a charitable trust or a cooperative society, you have to go to a charity commissioner with the objective telling them why you want to start this NGO. However, for Section 25 companies, you go to registrar of companies where normal private limited companies can also go. The only difference is normal private limited companies are for profit, Section 25 companies are for not for profit. So these are basically under NGO. When you want to become a social entrepreneur, you should know the difference between not organization that you can register for not-for-profit, and the other ones we will talk about for-profit, how you can make money out of a social enterprise. Okay, so these are the things which is already there in the market, and most of the NGOs are registered under these ones. Next, we will go to the next slide. For-profit. Now, how do you make money out of a social enterprise? Now you have a very good cause, you have selected a very good cause and you really feel for it and you think that yes, I can make a change, I can do something for the society, but I also want to make a career in this and I want to have some money. Of course, you can do that. You can form it as a normal private limited company and you can run it like a proper business. Okay, but of course there has to be a mix of giving back to the society at the same time making money. Nobody will stop you. You can, as long as you're not doing any kind of manipulation in the society, you're not cheating anybody, you're not taking anybody's money, So all these things you can actually register your company in the name of ABCD Private Limited and run it like a normal company. Okay. But when you're going to register this company, you have to make sure your objectives are very, very clear. If you do not have a clear objective, you may not get the registration of your private limited company also. Okay, so that's really very important. So I would always suggest you to talk to a company secretary or talk to other people who are into this kind of a business before you go and apply for company registration. Because otherwise, once you get rejected, then you have to wait for I think minimum 6 months to a year or something like that, and then it's not really great when your registration gets rejected. I will share my challenges later. Okay. Now the second thing that you can do is, suppose if you already have a not-for-profit venture, but you feel that yes, now it's time that I want to make money. I want like some profit for the company and some profit for myself. So you can start a holding company, which means you transfer some of the rights of your not-for-profit company into the holding company, where you take the decision mostly. But again, uh, then you can of course find out the legalities, talk to the company secretary again, and you can decide how much profit should go back to my non-profit venture. So you can have two companies running simultaneously for you. One is for profit and the other one is a holding company. One holding company is for profit and the other one for non-profit, and you can transfer profits to it. Okay. And here, of course, in all these companies that I have mentioned, even in the not-for-profit, for-profit, other than distributing dividends to the shareholders, you can definitely get all your expenses reimbursed right from your entertainment bills. Like for example, if you're entertaining somebody for dinner, you can definitely get your money reimbursed as a director, as a founder, as a managing director, CEO of a profit and a non-profit company. Only difference is in for-profit, profits are distributed amongst the shareholders. In a not-for-profit scenario, you cannot distribute the profit to the shareholder. That's the basic difference of for-profit and not-for-profit venture. So in social business, we are coming back to for-profit. Then the other one is corporate. So you can have a profit venture, but have a small section for corporate social responsibility, where from the company that you're making profit, you put some money into your a lot of budget for your corporate social responsibility. Okay. And the new structure that's there in the market is the benefit corporation and the low profit limited liability company. Now, what are these companies? The benefit corporation means like I will do the benefit for the society, but I will also take some benefit for the shareholders, for the corporation. That's what it means. Okay? And the low profit limited liability company means, along with creating some material benefit for the society, I also want to create some material benefit for the shareholder. Here we are allowed to distribute profit to the shareholder as like a normal for-profit private limited company. But here it's pure social enterprise, where your cause is completely to serve the society, at the same time distribute profit to the shareholders. So these are the normal ones which is there currently. And if there is anything new, as of today, I don't know, but I can always update this later. But this is what it is available. So it is, I would advise you to take, if somebody amongst the group already has a social cause and an idea that he wants to convert into a good business plan, you can definitely consult a company secretary or a good lawyer. If a lawyer wouldn't know, I think the best person to talk to is the company secretary. They basically are aware of all these rules, the regulations, the processes that is involved. So you be very, very clear, understand the benefits that you get. Okay. Now there are a lot of other benefits which I haven't really touched about, like tax benefit. Mostly when you start a not-for-profit venture, I think you can evade some places like service tax, and you don't pay service tax. So a lot of things are available, for you. Anyway, those are the like latest tips. We can always study more on that once you have a social idea, and we can discuss on the idea. Anyway. Now, Abhilash, you want to open for like a 10-minute, a 5-minute question answer before we go to the next slide?
Yeah. We can, even we have received first question also. Ma'am, Jitesh
Okay.
is asking that do you have any kind of a link with angel investors for such kind of, if he wants to start a social entrepreneurship? So if you can just refer any of the angel investors so that he can approach to them.
See, first of all, what is his clear objective? What does he want to do? An angel investor will never invest in a not-for-profit venture. He will also want some benefit out of it. I can definitely understand his business plan, revenue model, and then we can definitely talk further. I think it's too soon for him to ask this angel investor question.
Ma'am, next is question is coming from Jennifer Tharani. And Jennifer, I'm just going to unmute you. You can ask your question directly to Sheetal ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, Jennifer?
Yeah, Jennifer. Hello.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Hi,
Yeah.
Jennifer. Tell me.
Actually, I'm sorry if there was some miscommunication. I don't have a question yet.
Okay. You can ask it.
Sorry.
Yeah, but your yeah
Okay, no problem.
Not
audience.
yet. I'm going to wait for a little bit.
Okay. Audience, what you can
So,
do?
anybody has any question relating to the slides which I just took you guys through before
Yeah.
we go on to the next
Anyway,
slide?
I just request all the audience, if you have any kind of a question or something, you can just raise your hand and we'll unmute you and you can ask your question directly. There is a raise hand panel over there, button available on your panel, which is on the right side of your desktop. Okay?
So, any question comment?
Sheeta ma'am, we are not have any of the
Yes.
questions right now. You can just continue with your presentation.
Chalo, theek hai. Okay, fine. So, we'll move ahead. So, basically, that was a very basic introduction of social enterprise, putting together social enterprise, what a social enterprise is, how you can register for profit and not for profit. Okay, so we'll move to a few fundas. I want to give it to social entrepreneurs. Number one, you have to be very passionately driven. You cannot just go and see something in the society and say, हाँ मुझे आज कुछ करना है. I think as a responsible citizen, if you want to be social entrepreneur, make sure that you're really passionately driven by that cause. Do not just get up and become a social entrepreneur. Okay, it will not help because the, the, the social enterprise is driven purely by your dedication, commitment, and that will come only if you're passionate about the cause. You have to be really emotionally strong. I'm highlighting this point because we will. It's a new trend. Okay, so if you pick up a cause and you want to make it into a business and you go to people and say, hey, you know what, I have this really interesting cause and I'm converting into a business. I'm going to make a career out of it. I'm going to make a money out of it. Trust me, people will reject you. People will, blame you. People will say few things to you, all negative remarks, negative feedback. So you've got to be really, really emotionally strong. If you want to give up in the first negative feedback, you're up. So just be like, have enough faith in yourself and be very, very emotionally strong. You cannot give up. Okay? That's actually there in all the businesses, but mostly it happens. You know what happens here? Here your integrity gets questioned, and that really hurts. So your ego really gets hurt. कि अरे यार मैं तो society के लिए कुछ करना चाहता हूँ, and look at these people. They are actually questioning my integrity. I don't want to do it. It happens many times. It has happened with me also. I had actually cried, but I was emotionally strong, so I was on. So you have to be really, very strong. Anyway, and coming to the next thing, your objective as I earlier also mentioned, has to be really, really clear. It has to be either service and making money or only service. You cannot have only making money as your objective to be a social entrepreneur. That's very clear. Because if your objective is only to make money and have no inclination towards contributing to the society, then you might as well drop the idea of becoming a social entrepreneur, go and do some other business or a job. So, inclination towards social welfare and public benefit is really, really must. Otherwise, you go to spoil the name of the social entrepreneur. So, you have to do it. So, my only thing for a person who's not inclined towards giving back to the society, I think you should just go get a job or simply get into money making business. As simple as that. So if you're here sitting for this session where we are talking about social entrepreneurship, it is mostly driven by wanting to do something for the society, yet at the same time taking some benefit for your own enterprise and for yourself. So some of the examples that I would like to just take you through is like mobile toilets, portable toilets. There was this person called Mr. Kher, his name is Rajiv Kher, he's from Pune. He was an MBA, he went to UK for his internship. He saw people using mobile toilets there, but of course he had no idea. So when he came back to India, he saw that there's a huge, huge problem in sanitation in India, and about 1,000 children die every month due to proper hygienic sanitation in India. Just then he thought, wow, I can really do something for India, for these children. He thought, how about importing those mobile toilets in India? So he started importing those mobile toilets. 3 to 4 years, he did it just as doing something for the society, saving those children's lives. But today, he was so well recognized, his idea, his concept did so well. Today he's converting his business into into a profit-making business. So he started leasing his portable toilets to parties, to events, to construction companies. So that's become like a good social business for him, which is giving a huge profit. Second, biomass-based power plant. Two good friends who had gone abroad to work, came back to the village. All of a sudden lights went off, so both of them started talking, अरे यार हम तो इतने पढ़े लिखे हैं, abroad भी गए हैं और देखो हमारे खुद के village में electricity नहीं है. So since they have the engineering background, so they started producing biomass through biomass electricity in their own villages, and they are doing it very successfully. This is one of the villages in Bihar only. It's a true story. I'm giving the example of all the true stories. I've not picked up the stories from any website or something. These are all enterprises which is actually happening, and I'm talking about real-type social entrepreneurs who are actually running this business successfully. So this biomass plant is very well received, and it is running successfully in one of the villages in Bihar. You can read about, we are writing about this story in our magazine. You can read about it in our magazine. Then I'm sure everybody comes across the old couples who don't have children but financially very well off, nobody to look after them. So they were like this, people again at Simple around they thought like, how about starting a paid nursing home where all couples do not have children but can pay. So we are also looking after them at the same time. We will also make some livelihood. So basically, of course, here the motive is not just making money, motive is to look after these old couples, yet at the same time make enough profit. I would say not profit also, make enough money so that their own livelihood can be taken care of. So it's a beautiful combination of doing something for these old couples who don't have children, and at the same time having a good livelihood for themselves. And this is another story which is creating a market for eco-friendly products. I think recently in Delhi I also read about it that many people basically had skin infection, something like that, because of the holy, the color that they played in the holy. So there were like a bunch of youngsters, they got together because how about doing some environment friendly products which can be sold sold in the market. These products are for like Diwali, like eco-friendly products for Diwali, for Holi, for any kind of festivals that you celebrate in India. It's a very beautiful story of four young management students who got together, saw there is a huge opportunity in the market for this eco-friendly products, so they started it. Similarly, this eco-friendly product story is from Delhi. Now, Walnut Crush and Coal Primer is a story that's from Kashmir. There was this guy. Now, these people are pure innovators. They do not carry any strong formal training to become an entrepreneur. This is purely innovators. Now, this man used to climb the walnut tree, fructose, and manually break that walnut. Okay? So he decided that yaar ye to bahut time consuming process hai. How about creating a walnut crusher? So he actually created a machine called walnut crusher manually. So that's, and then now the entire village where people's main basic business is selling walnuts have bought that walnut crusher and he's doing very well. Then at the same time, he knows that climbing that walnut tree is such a fatal thing. If I fall, then I'm off. So he started, then he manufactured a coal climber, now he's selling that. So basically, I know everybody, people may be wondering, कि walnut crusher, coal climber, कैसे social business हो गया? But it is because it is actually creating a huge impact for a common man. There is an interest, there is human interest here. So don't get confused if you create a product, and it's creating an impact of the society, that itself is a huge social business. Then this is a very interesting story. Somebody just asked me about angel investing. There are funds available in India which purely look at funding these social ideas and all. But of course there has to be a very good revenue model, business model there. So there was this man who used to sit outside Mumbai airport and do shoe polishing, and he was not funded really a lot of money, but only about like 15 lakh rupees. This India Social Fund is a very small social fund where they fund social ideas which is not more than 50 lakhs, 25 lakhs, that's it. So now he's got branches. He has about like 3-4 small shops outside airport and outside 5-star hotel where he's polishing shoes and making money. So it's a great social business. Okay, Innocent Heroes is my own venture, and I will tell you more about it. We'll take Innocent Heroes as a case study and people can then ask me questions also. Okay, that's me. Everybody knows my background, not that I am a social worker. I never wanted to be a social worker, but it just happened, and it happened for a reason, very good reason. I'm very happy about it. So of course I am a BCom graduate. I did my MBA from sciences. I also did later on my diploma in applied finance. But today I'm a social entrepreneur. It's been 3 years I'm running Innocent Hero Foundation. We basically understood the gap between the NGO and the real world. We saw that all the NGOs look after only the basic necessities of these children, and these children are not exposed to the other career options. So we started nurturing hero in every underprivileged child, which means we started focusing on the extracurricular needs of these underprivileged child, where we realized that all children are not academically exceptional, and not all children can become an engineer or a doctor or whatever is available to great academic achievement. So I'm sure there are children who are very good in games, art, sports, adventure, dance, choreography, music, singing, and stuff like that. So we started doing activities for that. I purely registered this organization under Section 25 because I did not want to go into a trust or society structure, because it involved a lot of, when you decide on something, it is very easy to take decision in a Section 25 companies, because you can start with 2 directors. One can be a senior director who can take most of the decision. So here, purely because I wanted to act quickly on my decision, I decided to register in the Section 25, and I also did a lot of comparison study with other trust registration society and other things, and I realized the benefits are equally there for Section 25 company also, but I wanted to establish myself as a I didn't want to go through that, going to each trustee numbers like, sir, ये करना है मुझे, तो आपका approval चाहिए. So I didn't want to get into that kind of decision making process. So I was very happy with Section 25. I had a lot of challenge because it was not very easy for me to get the registration. Number one, they didn't like my name, Foundation. Basically, I think heroes, you can't call other people children heroes. I think we are misleading the society because heroes are our army jawans, our people who fight for the country. So they asked me to come back with an explanation why you want to move your foundation innocent hero. So I was very disappointed. I said, oh my God, I don't believe I can't have this innocent hero foundation. Because informally I had already started doing something, with my friends for these children. So I was really in love with the name Innocent Heroes Foundation, and I had also found out that the name was available. Anyway, so I had to write a huge explanation why I wanted Innocent Heroes, and I wrote like hero motorcycle in India is called Hero. Why is it called Hero? Then we have Hero Cycle, and then the father is a hero to the child, and stuff like that. काफी सारा फंडा वगैरह दिया. But somehow we managed to get the registration. I was very adamant. That's why I say you have to be really passionately driven. It took me 9 to 10 months to get this registration, and I had to sit for like few hours in the registrar of company office where I was made to sit outside for like long hours, and I was ignored. So people start questioning me right in the beginning when you want to do some social cause, to be very, very strong. Anyway, I was very determined to नहीं मुझे करना ही है. So I was successful in that, and I'm very happy that I got a good company secretary who really advised me very well and helped me legally in my early step. Anyway, so Nurturing Hero came. For 3 years, we started operating on sponsorship, donations. We used to create an event, go to conference, and tell them to fund it. So we did that. I also approached a couple of funds that were there in India, but none of them showed interest purely because my venture was not for profit. There was no way I could have given any. That's when I studied how I can involve a fund in this. So that's how I started another company, Innocent Ideas and Promotion Private Limited, which is a holding company for Innocent Heroes Foundation. Any profit we make under Innocent Ideas and Promotion, 50% of the profit goes to Innocent Heroes Foundation, where they are financially self-sustaining. Under that, the new strategy that we have come up with is we are launching India's first social magazine. So the cause was a huge driving force for us. Okay, so make sure your cause is your driving force. Okay, don't just pick up anything. Okay, I'm going to start a tuition for street children. It's everybody who's doing that. So get really good impactful cause for yourself. So wherever now, when you go out of this class, every situation you see, you will find some good idea, good opportunity, like that. And so going back, what's my revenue model? I'm looking at advertising in my magazine. I will be looking at subscriptions. I will be selling this book in the leading bookstores like Landmark, Crossword, and ABC and everything. And I'm also approaching all these big management colleges where I'm having a tie-up where the college students will sell the magazine, and it will be a fundraising exercise for the college also. I will see that so 50% of the funds raised, the college e-sales of the colleges will keep. That's how we plan to raise funds. And of course, we are doing cross promotion with large entities. For example, we are also talking to Taj Hotel, where we are not charging them any money for advertisement, but we are giving them full 2-page advertisement free. But they will distribute our magazine. They will keep our magazine in each and every room, lobby, restaurants, and coffee shop of Taj hotels across India. So that's my basic revenue model. Today, if I go to a fund and give this all revenue model, they'll be like very, very happy. In fact, I do have 2-3 funds where they want to fund me, but I have said no. Why I have said no, I will tell you later. Okay, so that's my business model. Now, last 3 years that I've been working, we worked for more than 1,000 underprivileged children in our various activities of cricket. We've taken them to Himalayas for a trek. We've had dance workshops. had cruise of hope, a lot of other activities and various activities. We work for more than 1,000 underprivileged children. We are tied up with almost all the NGOs across Maharashtra. Right now we have our focus is Maharashtra. Soon we will be moving to other parts of India also. So that's my goal. I have a under 16 team. I have a massive association with Maharashtra Cricket Association, where this team will be playing the qualifying matches, the Maharashtra League matches. They are really, really very good. They will be sponsored by MCA for a cricket career, and at the same time, if my boys are like really good, they can go for Ranji Trophy. And of course, I have a dream that I want to put my boys in IPL matches. You'll soon see them play IPL matches. Anyway, my latest achievement is my tie-up with Social Fund. It's called Performing Arts Budding Artist Fund actually, and it's floated by a company called Dragonfly Production from Singapore. This conversation was happening almost 9-10 months ago over a chat with a very good friend who was working with the Social Fund. Dragonfly Production. So basically, it's a large fund which is looking after other countries like Singapore, Philippines, Malaysia, then a couple of other Asian countries. So this is their first launch in India, and it's called Budding Artist Fund. They have actually gone through a lot of these institutes, right from Anubhav Care Institute, but they've actually selected my foundation and we are having a tie-up. Now this is not a fund that they're giving me money. They will be sponsoring children who are good in performing arts to make a career right from the age of 5 up to 90 till the time they are not standing on their own feet and make a career in performing art. And we take weekly Kathak classes. So we recently also tied up with Kathak Center in Delhi, which is India's big, the topmost level. You can do a degree in Kathak. Okay, like that. So that's the milestone that I've achieved. Anyway, I don't know, Abhilash, have you discussed about this competition? Abhilash?
Yes, ma'am. Hello?
Abhilash, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, ma'am.
Abhilash?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, so basically, you know what, I'm done with the case study also of Innocent Heroes.
Yeah.
So why don't you keep the section open for question answer?
Yeah,
Then
ma'am.
I would like to talk about the social.
Even ma'am, we have received
Yeah,
lots
go
of
ahead.
questions from the audience. Ma'am, Sandeep wants to ask you,
Please,
how can
please.
social entrepreneurs attract talent when there aren't any high salaries or options available?
Repeat how a social entrepreneur can attract
Talent when there is no high
talents.
salaries. Yeah, talent.
Okay, now that's actually a very big challenge. Whoever asked this question, because we really need good people to work for. Well, as I said, these talented people, if they are only looking to join you for money, please don't have them. They will only waste your time, to be very honest. So it's your life. You will have to look for people who are passionate about social causes. Otherwise, it will not work. People who can connect with you, people who can look at you. If you just look at talent, see, talent also has to complement with what they want to do for society. If you have talented people, obviously they come with a prize. If they ask you for a prize, then they are not meant for you. Because for social business, you need a combination of talent, person who's little socially inclined also. So if you need that kind of a person, I'm sure you will agree with the salary that you will offer him. You can always tell him, boss, this is the salary that I can offer you. Why don't you join me in my team? And this is how I have managed to get people. People who ask me for huge salary, I bluntly say, I'm sorry, this is not the business. So this is the way you will have to approach people.
Yeah,
Any
ma'am.
question?
Yeah, ma'am. Next question is from Jennifer. The question
Jennifer.
is, yeah, what if you have many ideas? How do you narrow down?
How do you narrow down? Okay.
Yeah.
Jennifer, that's really nice. You have lots of ideas. Now, basically, you have to find out if these ideas that you have, how it will create an impact on the society. Number one, before you even think about coming up with your revenue model, making money will come. Money always comes. Money will be. So first of all, if you have a social cause idea, try and list down how it will create an impact on the society. The larger the impact, the more the chances for you to be successful. And make sure that it is different. I don't know if the people have heard something like, the fund gets attracted to an idea which has entry to barrier. If you're doing a business what everybody else is doing, it fund will say, अरे इसमें क्या है कल दूसरा company भी ये शुरू कर सकता है. So if you have a business where there is entry to barrier, you certainly will do well. So I have list down all the impacts, and long-lasting impact. I'm not talking about 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. It has to have a long-lasting impact on the society. And then you can narrow down which is the best, pick it up, and then come up with a good revenue business model. Yeah, next question.
Ma'am, Jennifer,
Next
thank
question,
you.
Abhilash.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Jennifer, thank you for the answer of yours. Ma'am, next question. We have received. We have received next question from again. I think Sandeep. Yeah, ma'am. Why prominent
Sandeep.
business people? Yeah, why prominent business people move into social entrepreneurship?
Okay. That's an interesting question. Why prominent business people? See, nobody has a set idea that I will become a social worker or social enterprise, or I will contribute to the society. Once they achieve something, they always feel there's something missing in my life, so they actually, want to give it back to the society. See, I never wanted to be a social entrepreneur. I never thought I'd ever do something. I always liked children. I always loved children, but I never thought that I'd take up this work so seriously. I was always a career-minded person. I wanted to be a CEO of HSBC, in the global market. But all of a sudden I just fell in love with this concept and I thought, let me do it. So basically all these prominent business people, when they make a lot of money, they think that अच्छी चलो अभी society के लिए कुछ करना चाहिए. So as simple as that. I hope Sandeep I have answered your question. Abhilash?
Ma'am, Jennifer again have a question. In order to recruit team members, yeah, ma'am. Yeah. So, ma'am, Jennifer has a question. In order to recruit team members, where do you start? And is it you go to management colleges, give out your idea, or how do you exactly
Jennifer,
go about it?
Yeah, I got her question. I understood her question. Jennifer, when you begin, you have to be all by yourself. Even your families will not support you. So you've got to be really, really on your own. Don't start looking for people, start doing things initially. It will never happen. So don't have those hopes. Work on your own. Make sure you're standing. Your concept is clear. And later on, as you have done your pilot episode, you've already started running something which is giving you good results. That's the time you will attract people. Initially, if you want to go to the college, and I don't think so, you should go to the colleges also. While working, you will connect with people, and now we have such wonderful social media marketing sites. You will come across people. It's not necessarily only friends and families will be good partners. You can even meet somebody on Facebook. And connect with his cause, his or whatever cause, and maybe have him work for you. So keep your eyes open, but I suggest initially just work on your own. Do not look for human support right now. Just be on your own. And for going to colleges is definitely not a great idea. You should only meet people who are equally passionate about the causes, and you'll definitely meet. Definitely. When you're in this business, when you're in this cause, when you're meeting people, you will definitely find somebody who will connect with you, and you don't even have to ask that person. They themselves will come to you and say, hey, Jennifer, you know what your cause is good for. Can I be a part of it? And that's the people you must have in mind. If you go run after people. Hey, you know what? I have this amazing idea. Why don't you join my team? They will disappoint you. They will waste your time. Probably waste your money also and go away. I
Okay.
hope you
Yeah.
understood that.
Yeah. So, ma'am, last question is from Pragati that what are the things that keep potential social entrepreneurs from succeeding to fulfilling their potential?
Repeat the question.
Ma'am, what are the things that keep potential social entrepreneurs from succeeding
Mm-hmm.
to fulfilling their potential?
I don't understand the question. What? Say, repeat again, properly,
Ma'am,
slowly.
yeah, what are the things that keep
What?
potential?
Yeah.
Ma'am, what are the things that keep potential social entrepreneurs from
Okay.
succeeding to fulfilling their potential?
Hmm. Yeah, if I may just repeat the question, basically you're trying to ask me, there are people who want to, who have inclination to become social entrepreneurs,
Yeah,
but cannot reach to that level,
yeah,
which they are potentially capable of. Correct?
yeah. They can't give their
Is that the
100%
question?
potential kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That means they are lacking in their dedication. That's the only thing. And that's why I said the few fundas I was giving. You have to be really very passionately driven. If you're really passionately driven, nothing can stop you. You will even work at 3 a.m. in the morning. I've seen people who have just a minute. Hello, am I there?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
Abhilash?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
See, if you see, if the person is really passionately driven, he will reach to that level. And this is not just a story for a social entrepreneur, it's a story for a normal entrepreneur also, even for an employee. You know, the only way he can get promoted to a middle management, from a middle management to, he may have all the potential. If he doesn't work hard, if he doesn't show great results, then obviously he will never be promoted. It's like, you know, if you go to a school, there's so many bright students and there are so many not so bright students. The only one who will come first in the class is studies hard. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that. So you got to put in that much of effort. Like I really run around. You know, I meet so many people. Out of 10 people I meet, 8 people say no to me. 2 people, one person says, हाँ देखते हैं. One person says, brilliant job. But no support comes. A lot of time you meet people who will only give you advice. You know, Arey, why don't you approach this company? Arey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? But when you say, sir, can you recommend? Can you actually talk to that person and say, okay, Sheetal is going to come and she needs this? They say, oh, I'm sorry, why don't you go to Google and ask? So I'm like, didn't I already know that I can go to Google and find out that answer myself? So these are such frustrating moments you that come up where you just want to like, give up everything. So be passionate, driven, be strong, be committed, be ready to work hard, be ready to run around. If you have all these qualities, there's no way anything will keep you from being successful. Even, let me tell you, even investors, angel investors, VCs, when they look at you, they don't see your business, they see the person, how enterprising that person is. They put money in the promoter. They don't put money in the business. Less in the business, but more in the promoter. So make sure you have that prerequisite quality. Whether you want to be an employee, whether you want to be a normal entrepreneur, whether you want to be a social entrepreneur. Very, very important. Okay, next question.
We have completed with all the
Hello?
questions and yeah, ma'am. Can you hear me? Hello?
What's the next question? Hello?
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, which is a good place to learn on your own about writing a business plan? That's Jennifer is asking again.
So you should attend one of Nurture Talent's workshops. Idea
Yeah,
to execution.
Jennifer should attend
No,
a
that's
Nurture
true. I'm
Talents
not kidding.
workshop. Okay,
Whenever, you know, many times we have ideas, but we don't know how to put it in plan of action. So, the workshop of Nurture Talent is conducting by Social Entrepreneurship has a very simple process in that. You just attend that workshop and you will actually know how you can implement your ideas into proper business plan.
yeah, otherwise you can just check out to nurturetalent.com also.
Yeah, she can go through that. But I think if she is really serious about being an entrepreneur, she should definitely attend one of the workshops. You can update her about I don't know which workshop. Go for that. You can always tell her.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, as we have just had a great time with you and a webinar, so ma'am, I think we should.
Abhilash,
Yeah.
1 minute. Abhilash, there's this contest that we are running. If you can
Okay.
tell people who are attending, we are in our social magazine. We want to cover 15 best social ideas to have a very brilliant business plan. We can help them make a business plan also, but the idea has to be really impactful, and we will cover those stories in our magazine. This magazine is going to be distributed across India, so we will give them a platform where they can showcase their thought. And but the pilot must be run right. You know, the first part it must be already implemented, not just an idea. And we can interview that student, that entrepreneur, potential entrepreneur, and we can help. Now this also answers question to one of the attendee who said he potential entrepreneur, you know, so we can give them this platform. This platform is for budding social entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So
You can
great
send your business
platform.
ideas to Sheetal. Yeah, it's a great platform. You can get recognized, and you can attract support, and we will also support you.
So audience, you can just note
Thank
down
you.
the email ID. That's sheetal@innocentheroes.org and ishank@nurturetalent.com. And thank you very much, Sheetal ma'am, for joining us
Thank
in the
you so
webinar.
much.
And
I hope it
even
was helpful. I hope, yeah.
yeah. So ma'am, it's a great response from the audience side also. If you can just ma'am provide your contact or something so that students can contact
Yeah,
you
my
for their
email ID
queries.
is already there. I will
Yeah.
give you my mobile number if people want to note down, 9820797050. That's my mobile number.
I hope everybody
I,
have
I
just
soon will be having,
yeah.
and if you really have a great cause, you're most welcome to call me and I will be there to help you. And of course we could take care from there.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am, for providing
Thank you
us
so
a.
much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much for
And
listening. Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And all the best, guys. All the best.
Yeah. Good night, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, students, this was Sheetal Karka ma'am, and this workshop was organized by Nurture Talent Academy, which is India's first training institute for entrepreneurs. And we have trained up till 14,000 plus entrepreneurs, students up till now. And soon we'll come with a new fresh topic for the webinar, and keep checking out our Facebook page, that is www.facebook.com/starpreneur. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much.